holidays approaching, a lot of people try to find ways they can benefit charities, and those clothing donation bins are a convenient and easy way to do it. But Lisa Guerrero and the iSquad found that in some cases, very little of your donation ever gets to a charity.
We've tried to contact you several times and you haven't returned our calls. This is Bruce Bindler. He owns hundreds of clothing bins. They look like the ones used by major charities like the Salvation Army and Big Brothers Big Sisters, where every penny goes to charity. But an iSquad investigation found some bins are not what you think. Bindler and other operators like him keep most of the money. Check out his bins at the Meadowbrook Commons Shopping Center in Freeport, New York. You'd think all the donations are going directly to a cancer charity, but they're not. These are for-profit bins, which are taking in millions of dollars worth of clothing. But the charities only get a fraction, and Bindler keeps most of the proceeds. Donors we spoke to were shocked.
I won't dump in there anymore. I won't put the stuff in there anymore now that I'm fully informed.
But how would a donor know? These bins don't say anything about where the donations go. Some of his bins do have a disclaimer, but even then, donors we spoke to had no idea.
I never noticed that on there.
And worse, because of these bins, well-known charities are losing out.
We've had to lay some people off over the years. We've had to close down some programs.
Tom Abadi from the Society of St. Vincent de Paul says his charity's bins have been tossed out of 6 shopping centers on Long Island.
How many bins did you have here?
We just have 4 here.
4.
And in every case, replaced by for-profit bins whose owner pays for the space. We met Bindler as he was on his way to work.
Don't your clothing bins mislead the public into thinking they're donating to a charity when they're not?
Not at all.
But you're not a legitimate charity, are you? You're a for-profit
Company, that's correct.
Weren't you fined $50,000 by a judge in Connecticut for doing the same thing you're doing right now in New York?
No, that's not true.
But look what the iSquad uncovered. A $50,000 check Bindler's company wrote to the state of Connecticut because a judge found he misrepresented where the donations to his bins were going.
Isn't this a scheme to make you rich?
No, it's not. Excuse me.
Bindler isn't the only one making big bucks off your donations.
I'm sure the people that donated all of these bags of goods thought that these clothes were going to be donated to a charity for good use, when in fact, probably the majority of the money is going to line the pockets of a for-profit company.
Mark Field of H&M Leasing owns those bins and roughly 1,000 others on the East Coast. His bins have all kinds of charity logos on them, but he keeps most of the proceeds. Field says he's helped many charities.
It has no signage that says for-profit, sir.
You're on a campaign.
Again, it's an easy fix for you.
I have no problem with it. We make the most beautiful, the highest decorated bins in the country, okay? You want for-profit on it? It doesn't bug me. I can put for-profit if that'll make you happy.
So, before you drop your next bag of clothes in a bin, make sure you know where your donations are going. Because charities like the Salvation Army count on your donations to help feed and house people around the country.
If we did not have the clothing and the household items and the furniture donated to us, we could not provide these services to these men and women in this program.
And the charities on those for-profit bins say they grant permission to use their names and logos in exchange for a fee.